Yeah. Jackson. Yeah. Bounce. Yeah. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be going into this second map fairly soon. First has been taken from LOG, and as said, if not mistaken, I think that means that LOG have now guaranteed their spot as top of the group. They've been very good. They've deserved it. It has to be said. I've been very impressed with how they've been playing. I'm looking forward to see what they can do in this next matchup. Now, for Gatekeepers, this is their map pick. This is the map they've been strong all the way through the tournament. I think they managed to lose it once to Maxi Saucisse, but that was actually the series that they won, winning on Inferno as the first. So, this is a map that I still expect Gatekeepers to win, but at the same time, we've seen a very good performance from LOG so far. Even in situations where it looked like they shouldn't have been able to win, they pull things off. Now I'll wait to see whether or not Gatekeepers can do the same in this situation. Bring up get the health back up. Chippy with the original dad joke, the OG first dad joke ever. It's normally something like, Dad, I'm sad, and it's, hey, sad, I'm dad. That's the OG original joke, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Either way, we are going to be heading into the pistol. CT side goes the way of Gatekeepers, so they are going to be starting things off. Safari Mesh Bison, I'm jealous. That's a pro skin right there. Sand Dune's better, though. East side looking to make their way out towards this A side. Already got a little bit of a flank holding in the meantime from Buster. Potentially just going to try and take that mid challenge afterwards, but now we have the push coming in. No utility available. It's just going to be down to the Glocks. And already, Demastic going to be starting things off. Switches over to the USP. Faith. Seeing what you can do back. Just swift reply. Easy. One tap and then Quicker does the same. They only need one bullet apiece. That seems to be the case at the moment, although Robin's going to ruin that. Still going to be back to a 3 versus 3. Smoke onto the bomb can be so deadly in these situations. They need to try and get rid of Safe, who's just holding the defuse, and they will do that. Robin now knows that there is a kit onto the bomb itself, and again, he's just going to be going for the defusal, but Demastic is not going to allow it. 4 kills for him in this round. And that will be 1-0 again. Pistol going the way of LOG. Get me. Yeah, I get you. I get you, fam. Probably the first time any commentator has ever said that. Eagles looking to try and do some extra damage. Brolin with a lovely shot. Actually gives them a 2-man advantage in this situation. Push from Demastic, looking to try and make his way out towards the A site. Buster will be able to trade things back. Gatekeepers are tier 8. Well, if you combine the word Gatekeepers and tier 8, you get great. There you go, sorted. 2 players remain now as the trades do go back the way of the T side, using the rifle to their advantage, playing the range game. Already, I'm going to lose one more as the rotation through the death hole attempts to come in. Robin will actually be able to retrieve a rifle for himself and has the bomb as well. This could be problematic now as the T's are on a retrieval mission. Buster. He's going to bust a move and put a bullet into Robin's chest. Finish things off. I know that obviously some of you will think I'm biased, but I am not paid whatsoever by Hellcase, and I did actually get a drop when I was, like, in the middle of one of the first streams. If you want to go back and watch it, there is evidence. It scared the life out of me. It made a massive noise. So, yeah. I think they're legit. Whether you believe me or not, that's fine. Honestly, doesn't bother me at all. But, yeah, there aren't that many being dropped. Like, you see this number here. This number that I'm about to put up on this. So it says 978. That's how many have been dropped total over the whole tournament. So there's not a high chance. Robin's actually doing quite a lot with his P250, though. 2 kills for him. Don't believe the caster. Yeah, he's a liar. Hate him. Quicker. Makes himself a cool $600. And we'll actually double it as well. I bet Thomas was paid to say that. You cast him for free. No, I'm employed by Starladder, so they pay me. So Hellcase don't have any hold over me whatsoever. That's what I'm basically trying to say. I am, like, I honestly, I have no idea about the website at all. I just know that I got a drop at one point, so either they're like, here, let's give Tom a rubbish Galil so that he now says that it works, or it actually does, which I feel like is more likely. I am my own man. I'm an independent woman who ain't in need of no man. Flowmaster, lovely entries. The buy from the CT so far not working out. Benji, actually gonna spot a gap in that smoke. Maybe able to take one down. That's Demon Sick gone. Where's Mega Man? Probably at home or asleep. Safe. Looking to try and retake in this situation. Already gets himself one. Now, they don't have a kit, so they've got to move very quickly. Incendiary can be thrown out as well to try and clear out the firebox. There's a reason it's called the firebox. Quick-Up with another, but it's now all onto Benji. He's got to move very quickly, and Quick-Up will double down instead. Takes his head off, wins the 1v1 clutch, and already a 4-0 scenario with an abundance of money over on the log side. Been paid a Dragon Law. I wish I was being paid a Dragon Law. My AWP is that rubbish blue one. Sun in Leo or whatever it's called. Nade gonna go out. That's a nice chunk of damage off the safe. He said she could be saving his money. I wonder if we'll have a double AWP setup going into the next round. To be honest, I'd probably be happier if I was given a Medusa. Although I reckon you could just sell the Dragon Lore and buy 2 Medusas, so maybe not so much. If I had to keep one. Prison. Hey, he's on the board. Eco frags are your friend, my friend. Benji. We'll be able to train one back. They still do a lot of damage even with just pistols. How can the pings be so low? I actually have no idea. Maybe they don't live in Kazakhstan? I don't know. The position of safe though. Can he get anything done in this situation? No, Quicker's gonna jump on his head. Goomba stomp him out of the round. And leave it down to just Brolin and Benji. Now there is potential for a weapon to be found as Buster has already gone down. Flowmaster, however, will drop one more. But actually, Flowmaster's only got 5 HP. Brolin is patient enough. Maybe he can find a kill here. Although Flowmaster doesn't really have any reason to peek in this scenario. Maybe Brolin just wants to save his armor. Not going to happen either way. They live in Russia. I'll probably be why then. I'll be honest, I'm not an expert on Like routing of servers. In fact, I wouldn't even say I'm an amateur. Clueless is probably the word I would use. Double orb setup does come in from the CT side. I said they would be saving for it, and it looks like that is the case. Hello, Harry. I feel like I just sounded like Ron, or maybe Hermione in that situation. Either way, Bobsky gonna be able to find that first kill. Quicker has managed to sneak into the sandwich. Gonna have Bobsky for lunch as well. East side already taking quite a bit of damage though. A couple of kills. Not any incendiary, so they can't really clear people out of the angles. HE will do a bit of extra damage. Robin now looking for the peak. Spots a couple of players. More tags coming in, but there's still 4 standing for LOG at the moment. And in these clutch situations, they've been excellent so far. Flowmaster, Quicket will combine. Leaving it now, actually just onto one. Flowmaster, he's got to try and stop the defusal from coming in. Spray, going to be going through, but Benji actually doesn't have himself a kit. Now, there should be a couple on the floor, but he needs to find this frag, and it's not happening again. The clutch will go the way of LOG, and they've started 6-0. Normally, Gatekeepers are off to a strong start over on their CT side. Instead, I feel like they may just need to have a pause. Thank you, I shot a cup. I appreciate that. Although it's terrifying. The CT side only going to go for a minute investment in this situation. Aid on to save. Down to just 30 HP. Benji already going to go down. I think there's potential for LOG to be a sort of like big upset team. The only problem is I feel like if they start like pulling out some really good results, I reckon Tengri will just pick them apart and like go, yeah, we'll have Kristen or we'll have somebody from that. I don't think it'll be, unfortunately I don't think it'll be Flowmaster just because I think Ramzik is better. But like that's always the thing when you look at teams like this. Robin will be able to do a bit of extra damage with the pistol. Not going to be able to retrieve the weapon as of yet. Further push out from him will cause his death. Team is sick, getting another in the meantime as well. This will just leave. Safe is the only one left. Does manage to get one at least. Not really making himself any money, but he's making things a little bit costly. That will be 7-0 though on the T side. Strong start, very strong start. But now we see that double orb setup once again. Roland and Benji, in fact. Safe could even go for another. It looked like in the last round he was actually saving some money, but instead he's going to invest all of his into utility, a kit, and even an extra CZ. One up on the A site, one actually peeking into connector. Presence over towards short as well. Actually, we're going to see Benji try and peek in, and he's just off. A split second from finding himself the first kill. Wow, the chat has got very depressing in the last few seconds. What is this? I see the future I threw away. What? Buster opens things up, finds the kill into connector. Robin already gone. They still have the double orb, so the pick play could still come out in their favor. Looking like they're going to go for the boost. Quicker peek straight into Benji. Already we'll lose the top 2 fraggers in the server. Benji was the man to sort of turn things around a little bit. Over on train with that AWP. Clutching multiple times. With only 30 seconds left on the clock now. We have to see an execute of sorts coming in. Safe. Should be spotting them in a moment or two, but this is really coming just far too late. 15 seconds on the clock. And they now have to start pushing. They need to get this bomb plant, and Benji is actually going to drop the bomb. Surely there's going to be no time in this situation for them to do absolutely anything. Buster is just too late on his rotation. Will be able to get himself 1 and 2, in fact. But there's no time for the bomb to go down. And he will just have to hold on to this AWP for his teammate in the next round. Just leaving things way too late. 7-1. The Brazil scoreline that was mentioned earlier will come about. CT side, however, losing those extra players, they're still going to have costly buy going back in, and the chance for a reset is definitely still there. And in fact, they'll even lose that AWP. You can catch more honeys being fly. That's probably one of my favorite. That should just be a quote, like, written everywhere. That is beautiful. A split looking inevitable at the moment from this T side. 2 players gathered up over towards ramp. 1 looking for the peak. Robin has not had much luck in the last few rounds, and that's not about to change. Quicket will decimate him. Head gone. Now it's down to the players on A, and this reset round looking inevitable as they start to lose players left, right, and center. Flowmaster will take one down, and now safe. Well, he is safe. He's over on the B site, just chilling, hoping that he can hold on to his weapon, but the problem is they had to invest absolutely everything into that last round. They only had 2 players surviving because of the damage that Buster managed to do. And it's just looking so much worse. Tom literally sees everything. I missed a few things. There was a guy complaining the other day that I didn't read the stuff he wrote. And I was like, woo, chill. Safe. Actually going to be able to take 2 with him, which is a nice little bit of extra damage. The problem is the damage to the T, or the CT, sorry, economy is going to be so much. In fact, he's even going to go down at the end. Should you study for school or watch this? Now, as an employee of Starladder, I want to say watch this. As a person who doesn't want you to fail in life, I would say probably study. So, yeah, I've given you the best of both. Flowmaster looking for the ult pick over towards ramp. Pistols fully invested in from the CT side, and actually Bobski's going to be able to get one, but Flowmaster on the return takes his head clean off. CT side going to look to try and aggress over the other side of the map, get themselves some information, look for a stack. However, depending on how quickly the T's move, they may not have the time. Actually playing rather slow at the moment, so this could work out for the CT side, although they're not going to be fully rotating. Benji going to be waiting close. We'll be able to find one. Looks for a second, and actually his teammates found it in the meantime. It's going to be back to a 2v3. Robin already finding himself an AK. Gives them a bit of a chance. Wicket watching for the flank. This could be very smart from him. If he can take down safe, he's going to even things up before they even look to challenge onto the site. However, this will give them the information that they know that the CTs are going to be here. No doubt about that at all. Wicket can't quite connect. He's in a 2 versus 1. Going to spot out onto Robin. Takes him down to just 10 HP. Brolin comes across and Quicket hits the headshot. Lovely stuff. Instant response, and even when Gatekeepers look set to take themselves around, they get absolutely destroyed. Who won the first game? There's only been one game. The first map was actually won by LOG. That's what this little symbol here means. Robin will be able to start things off this round. They're still doing a lot of damage with these pistols, and actually Brolin's got himself another with just a USP. Pink gonna come in. Now, if they manage to win this round, I will be very upset. I'm gonna attempt to try and at least hide some weapons. He's still doing more and more damage. There's a lot of low players in this situation now. You have to remember, there's nothing invested here for the CT side. Deem is sick now, the only one left with any real HP. You're going for a bit of a boost as well. Robin with the Deeg. Waiting patiently. Well, they've had a few advantageous situations in the last few rounds, and they haven't managed to capitalize on any of them. Well, other than the one round, which ended up being much more of a burden than anything else. Players over in CT. They should guarantee a kill, but actually they're going to look to fall back just as the T's get into position. The bomb is going to be planted. Dima just going to be waiting. Already brings it back to a 2 versus 2, and the likelihood of this is just falling back. Your wife says I have a pleasant voice. Say thank you to her. Too kind. Either way, pistol picked up. Benji has himself the Deagle. Maybe able to find some magic here. He was the man to clutch everything in the last few situations, but it's just not going to be happening. And Safe has also been spotted. Buster just playing the passive line. Dima being faded in a little bit to take too many shots, and that will be 10-1 now. Well, it's looking bleak. This is the map. Okay, we saw them previously where they either just dominate or they get dominated. Wow, I can't even speak at the moment. And it was like they lost to Maxi Saucisse. I was really surprised because I just thought, okay, maybe they're having an off day. But today it's looking the same. It's 10-1 to the T side. CT side. Don't have a whole lot of utility. They've got one kit onto Benji. No incendiaries. Already going to be losing that first man. Brolin looking for the trade. Actually going to go chasing. Has to be careful here because he doesn't want to overextend. And I think you could already see just slight movement there of frustration as he knows that that could have been an easy kill for him to have. He will eventually get it though. So that's something. Peek out. Benji going to be able to find one, but quick trade from Flowmaster. Ready and waiting. Pisa going to be rotating that bomb all the way back. Over towards that palace position. They've got 2 players in mid as well. Robin and Brolin could be in a nice little crossfire here to stop them actually getting in through the connector. And already we will see one come in from Safe. How quick it could actually be in a perfect position to actually take all these players down already. Catches onto Brolin. He knows there's a couple in mid. A bomb plant is guaranteed. Now, their money is not good considering how many rounds they've actually won. So that bomb plant is going to help them out massively. Now, this is a position there is no way he should be winning this. I just want to point out now, it should be a very easy trade, and in fact, it's not going to happen anyway. So thank God. Finally, we'll see Gatekeepers get themselves back on the board. 2 players will survive, so there'll be a little bit of extra money, but as said, the bomb going down is going to give the T side enough to get a buy. It's not going to be perfect. They will have an AWP at least, but I think Quicket may have to take a bit of a hit himself. Where are you casting from? I am casting from just outside London. So, if you know Stratford or Westfield, I'm not too far away from there. Probably about 10-15 minutes by train. So, that is where I am casting from. If you manage to find me, I'll be scared. I'm going to be honest. Impressed, but scared. Flowmaster, again, with the AWP. Starts things off. Pink will come in. Team is sick, just doing damage, though. He's taken down multiple players over towards this A site. Robin now, the only one left to try and hold on. Rotation will be coming out. They've got to be careful as well because of the position currently held by Buster. Just waiting to see if they'll try and come in over towards their CT spawn. Wait, he's answering questions? Well, yes, sort of. People ask, I may respond. I may not, if it's not something I want to answer. That's just how I am. Demasic, closing things down. 3 kills for him. 11-2, and oh no. It's happened again. The new remix to the Britney Spears classic. Not quite as good, of course. Yes, hello, of course. Stone Cold. Okay. Pistols! Hello! P250 and a Deagle. Thank you, MyCamp. To be fair, Mega Man's a good caster, so I don't really mind. Everybody has their own opinion, don't they? So if you like Mega Man, that's fine by me. Never actually met him, though. Maybe one day. Prison. Patience. Waiting. Trying to use the plant pot for hair. Or camouflage, one of those two. Gambit or Fnatic Academy on probably Gambit. Prison going to be able to trade things back into a 3 versus 3. Robin has actually managed to get himself an AK. He's in a decent position as well. Gets one. Looking for the second as well. Can't quite capitalize. And Buster will be able to trade things back, but he's very low on HP. In fact, both of them are. The AWP of Flowmaster is going to get caught, and now it's all onto Buster. 8 HP. Surely he can't do anything in this situation. This would be absolutely ludicrous, and I would be almost sad at this point for Gatekeepers if they didn't manage to win this round. He's so very low. Spots out one, and there we go. Safe will be able to finish things off. Can you give us your best American hype accent? No. No. It'll probably end up as just like a white girl, like, oh my god. Which is just worse. How do I get my item? You prayed to our Lord and Savior Lucifer. Or go to the website that's posted in the chat. One of the two. Can you give us the best Russian? No. No, definitely not. That will just end badly. Only a few words I know in that language. Quicker. Nice little crossfire. It's a bit of a sketchy buy for the tees, but it seems to be working. Nice shot from Benji through the wall. Buster will be able to bring things back, though, even pick up the AWP for himself. Of course, it's the last round, so CTs are going for this. Robin going to do some damage onto Flowmaster. We'll be able to find one. A couple of low players as well. But he's now the only player left alive. Flashbang not going to do anything. Buster will be there to finish things off. 12-3 half domination from LOG. Only individual rounds won by Gatekeepers, so never able to actually get themselves money. Indian caster accent. I just think that's dangerous. I would like to keep my job, thank you very much. Why are they only live on YouTube? Because they have a partnership with YouTube. I think that's pretty much it. Are you getting paid for this? Yes. Pistol round. More than crucial. Prison going to be able to start things off. The rush will be coming in onto B, however, Quicker waits patiently. Gets 2 and 3. Can he make it all 4? No, he can't, because Buster will steal it away. And that'll be 13-3. Just destroying Gatekeepers in this situation. Not looking like they've turned up today. And as said, if they lose this best of 3, they are out. Team Spirit will wait in the wings. I think they're going to believe in Log at this situation. Are you getting a lot of questions? Welsh accent. I can't do a Welsh accent. Yeah, this stream's a rerun. Imagine if I just say that in every stream, then it eventually gets rerun, and then it will become true. Ah. Am I actually lying, or am I just speaking to the future? Woo! Wow, my voice like cracked in the middle of that. CT side with a much better buy in this situation. He's got themselves some Tech 9s, a few pistols alongside it with the Deagle. Taking mid control, gonna look to try and push into Flowmaster once again. He's waiting patiently, just sitting back, relaxing, shooting some B-ball, all that good stuff. Benji with the Deag. Decimates Buster. They're actually pushing into the heavier stack site, unfortunately. There's a couple of players here already. Rotations coming in. Getting this bomb down is going to be difficult, but they've got a couple of kills along the way. Safe. Can he do anything more? No, he can't. 14-3. Now it has to sort of... You have to wonder... You're guessing that my rank is MG1. It's actually Supreme, so... Ha! Not that that's really anything to be impressed by, but still. Yeah, they're in a situation now where the T sort of have to force. And it's just a problem. You never really get to see a team's T side if they lose that many rounds. Or either side. If they lose 12 rounds on the first half, unless it's nuke and they win the pistol and get themselves going, it's going to be a problem. Yeah, no, I'm rank S. Oh, no, yeah, ESCA, yeah. I don't even have ESCA. Have you ever been global? Actually, I haven't. Not good enough. I don't have that level of skill. Nades doing so much damage onto safe already. Trying to hold on to that mid control as well. Looking like they've set up a little bit for a retake already. Trade will be coming in. Chris unable to get 2, but it's still going to go back. The problem is the remaining players are so damaged. They don't have any utility. But then again, neither do the CTs. They've been losing a lot of players over the last few rounds. Robin in a decent position, trying to flank in. Now, if he makes a step, they actually know he's here, but I don't think they've heard him already, though. They will take down one. He's that flanking man, and unfortunately, he's missed the shots. It's not been his day today. He is still top of his team, but I know for a fact that he can play better than this. I think he knows it as well. 15-3. Last-ditch effort coming in from the T side. Gonna drop an AK or 2. Just play a pistol on one player. Comes a robot. Yep. CT side with pretty much all the goodies in this situation. They don't have themselves full utility on a couple of players, but they do have Mr. Flowmaster with the AWP. I wonder if he can drop bars. I wonder if that's the real reason. We can have Flow Sick versus Flowmaster to see who has the best flow. Yeah, Tengri have got into the major qualifier. I think they could do pretty well in it as well. I hope they do. Demasic peeks out, gets the first, but quickly traded back in return. The bomb should have been spotted, so that will give the rotation the clue, and already 3 players dropped. Robin will fall as well. And in a dominating performance, we see the top of the group go to LOG. Unfortunately, that means that we do have to say goodbye to Gatekeepers. They will fall with the big sausage out of this tournament. And it will be LOG and Team Spirit making their way through. So congratulations to both of them. I will just quickly get up all of the teams that have gone through, because I'm sure a few of you will be interested. And while I do that, if you have enjoyed the cast, don't forget !caster. I do really appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me. So thank you for all of that. And any of you guys who haven't followed me on Twitter, well, screw you. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. I'm not dying inside. But the teams that have gone through, Exodus and Binary Dragons, the first two, as they eliminated Team 123 and Pride. North Academy and Imperial went through, eliminating Diffuse Kids and Impossible. Outlaws and Spray and Pray went through, eliminating Epsilon and Spartak. That was probably the most interesting group. And then we had Team Spirit and LOG, who went through top of the group, and Maxi Saucies and Team, the Gatekeepers even, have gone out. Either way, been an absolute pleasure. That is all we have for today, and it's actually going to be a bit of a break, in fact. The 2nd of July, so on Sunday, is when we should be back in action with the playoffs, I think. Let me just have a little look. It looks like that's when they're all scheduled for. And, yeah, that's when things are definitely going to start to get a little bit interesting. Either way, if you want to see a little bit more of me, as said, I should be heading off to do some ROG, which will be on the 1st. So that'll be something at least. But, yeah, I'll still be casting along the way. Got a few days off, though, to chill. Probably going to play my Nintendo Switch. May stream a little bit of it, don't know. But, yeah, either way, that's it for tonight. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in a week.